So it's pretty early here on Monday morning. Today I'm planning to drive out to Arvin and collect all the distance learning packets that the school collected throughout last week. I still plan to grade all them. Anything that you've turned into me, I'm going to grade it. It's important that you guys get feedback. But if I seem in an especially sour mood, I am. I'm very upset. As some of you guys may have heard last night in the mass email that I sent, our district has adopted a new grading policy in response to COVID 19. It wasn't our district's decision. It was actually, it came straight from the top. So Governor Newsom and our state superintendent decided that it would be best for those few students that were harshly impacted by the pandemic uh, that schools adopt a more graceful approach to grading this year. I obviously don't agree with this decision. Uh, Not that I don't care. I understand that because of COVID 19, a lot of you guys are having to deal with more. Your responsibilities have increased at home, or maybe you're helping your parents work. I understand that and I get that. And I hope you guys understood that no matter where you are at, um, I was willing to help you and do what you know do what I could to make sure that you could do well in my course. Um, but instead we've decided to adopt this policy um, where if you earned a passing grade for quarter three, meaning if you earned an A, B, C, or D, you automatically pass for the entire semester. So both quarter three and quarter four. This is especially discouraging for those of you who I've seen work absolutely tirelessly, adapting to our distance learning lessons. Those of you had passed in quarter three, meaning that all of the work that you've put into quarter four has no positive or negative impact on your grade. And I know it might seem easy to, feel like we wasted a lot of time. I certainly feel so. Um, During my time off, I've been spending a lot of time grading this effort and grading this work. And it's definitely discouraging to find out that it really doesn't, mean anything to the grade. But that's just it. This is only really affecting your grade. What really matters here, not your grades necessarily, and it's your willingness to learn and adopt a growth mindset and just be, you know, better, more capable human beings. And I hope that by participating in this course for quarter four, that you learn some things about yourself, like how to manage your work time, or how to adapt to, you know, a new way of learning. And for those of you who work tirelessly to do that, I'm so proud of you. You're incredible. Another reason why I'm really upset with this policy change is because it takes some valuable things away from me as your teacher. Because of the pandemic, I'm already missing out on all of that fun stuff that we do at the end of the year. I don't get to say goodbye to you guys. I don't get to wish you a good summer or anything like that. For those of us right now, this is really going to be the last time we talk to each other until the fall if you happen to stop by my classroom and say hi. If you earn a pass already because of your efforts in quarter three, you have no obligation to continue participating in this course. But don't do that, okay? It's really important that you challenge yourself. And I'm still going to be posting regular assignments on Mondays like I've been doing. Those students that earned an F grade, they're still required to participate. They have one last chance to go from a no pass to a pass this semester. And in order to do that, they have to participate. They have to turn in their homework every week. It's same old, same old. But if you find yourself with a pass and nothing to do, and you're not harshly impacted by this crisis, you have a lot of free time on your hands, you have computer access, please, 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 I encourage you guys to continue participating in your English class. There's a lot of stuff that we didn't learn yet. As freshmen, you guys are missing out on Romeo and Juliet. That's a major milestone in your education. And you're going to learn valuable things from this unit that you can apply elsewhere. As you grow up, there are going to be some references here that you need to learn about that are going to be made later on in life. So, whatever you decide to do, whether you want to participate or not, I do wish you guys the best. I absolutely love being your teacher this year, and I'm absolutely heartbroken that this year was cut so short. So good luck. If you've earned a pass, this is going to be the part of the video where I start to address the students that are still taking the course. So, hang around if you want to. I hope you do. Otherwise, for the rest of you, I'm going to go over what our assignments are this week. So here we go. So the instructions for Module 2, very similar to Module 1. I go over all your assignments just briefly. If you want more detailed instructions, you'll find those on Google Classroom. Each of these assignments will have a Google Classroom counterpart, and any questions you might have, I might answer them there. But this week you're responsible for the next act of Romeo and Juliet. You should have finished Act 1 already, and you'll be moving on to Act 2. It's going to be business as usual. You'll be completing these Cornell notes, which you should already have experience in. Okay, you did them for Act 1. And you do these just like any other Cornell notes. Tell me what's going on in the chorus. Write your notes here. Explain what's going on. Describe what's going on in Scene 2, Scene 3, Scene 4, all the scenes that are part of this act. And you can see I kind of labeled them for you to make it easier. So when I want to see what you've learned about Scene 5, this is where I'm going to drop down to, and this is where I'm going to evaluate your learning. Remember in this column right here, your questions column. With your questions, you'll look at your notes that you wrote down right here in this column, and basically these are your answers, these are your questions. So we've done this before. We have a lot of experience in writing Cornell notes. If you look at the bottom, I want you to outline your conflicts. Okay, what conflicts do we see, between the two houses? What are their family relationships like? What are their grudges really? How do they behave? Remember, conflicts can be man versus self, man versus society. Just remember that. And then at the bottom, you'll write your summary. And you'll just summarize everything that you learned from Act 2. It's as simple as that. Next, I have an informational piece. Okay, this isn't an assignment or anything, but I do want you to read it. Very valuable information about Shakespearean language. And, it goes over how Shakespearean language, it's actually a form of early modern English. I may have talked to you guys about this in the classroom, but it just gives you a few examples of early modern English, why Shakespeare used it. It looks over vocabulary and, a lot of the stylistic concerns about Shakespeare. This will probably answer your questions. So give that a gander. And then as far as homework goes this week, I'm keeping it pretty short and sweet. You just have the Cornell notes, and you have this assignment right here, your literature focus, elements of drama. Now, the purpose of this assignment is just to familiarize with the vocabulary that we see when we're reading dramas. Okay, dramas are very different than novels. Dramas are very different than short stories. And, I'm telling you guys to read Act 1, Act 2, but you might not know what an act is. Okay? It says right there. It's a division within a play, much like chapters of a novel. It's very similar. So what you'll do is you'll familiarize with all these words, all this vocabulary. You'll learn it, you'll digest it, you'll understand it. And to make sure that you understand it, you will be creating for me a multiple choice test. And so if you go to the bottom of the page, you'll see I already have a box for you to fill everything out. You'll put your question, okay, and it has to be about the vocabulary. So, maybe the question can be the form of a definition. What is a humorous work of drama? Is it A, comedy? B, whatever, C, whatever, D, whatever. That's what I'm looking for here. So it's only 10 questions. It's not very long. Obviously, you have more than 10 words to pick from. But I'm just looking for 10 questions. Make sure that you give me 4 options for answering that question. So A, B, C, or D. Okay. If you want to go crazy and go all the way to E or F or whatever, that's fine. Uh, you know what? I'll even accept a matching quiz. If you want to do a matching quiz, if you want to just throw the multiple choice out the window and do matching, I'll take that too. But that's pretty much it. Those are your assignments for this week. Please, please, please keep in contact with me. If you have any questions or any needs or any problems, communicate with me. Let me know about it. If you're especially struggling with COVID-19 and you need an extended period to get some work done, talk to me about it. And you might not have to do one of those pesky late work forms. I'll be willing to work with you. Otherwise, that's it. I feel like there was one more thing I needed to tell you. I'll remember it after I stop recording. Yeah, so, with whatever you decide to do pushing forward, I wish you the best of luck. I remember what I wanted to say. I will be making a change to Google Classroom in order to open the avenues of communication more. I'm going to be turning off the restrictions that I have on you placing comments. So I just want to remind you to be on your best behavior and, don't abuse that privilege. Don't bully, don't call people names, don't give me a reason to ban you. For some of us, your expectations for this course are over. But if you're misbehaving on the chat, then school is still in session, and I can still get you in trouble for it. So don't do that. I know none of you will. You're all good kids. That's it. All right. Thanks for watching, and have a wonderful week. I'll see you next Monday.